They just played it, and that's how metas form. And when it gets too powerful, they nerf it like they nerf Bayonetta, which they are doing to the Ghost composition. But I think they're doing it the wrong ways from PTR scrims.
So do you want to? So you don't want us to practice or play Ghost anymore, or what?
No. At the given moment, I say it's worth practicing Ghosts.
Okay.
Especially Goats with Zenyatta is one of the strongest compositions of the game. But you really have to synergize your discords with the target caller. There's a lot of synergies that's required.
Okay, so except the maps you gave me before, is any other maps you want to recommend to practice more Ghosts?
Okay. So those maps we're talking about, so the list that I sent you, that's at tier 1. So that's at Overwatch League level. That's how the meta was now for Goats. For Goats, it's almost runnable on every single map, except for maps where Reinhardt is unplayable. So for example, Numbani attack, Reinhardt is unplayable, thus Goats is bad there. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But I also really want to practice the Sombra Genji or Sombra Doomfist as well.
Yeah, it is really good to practice. But the only maps you could really practice that now, where it's only viable to run, would be somewhere like Numbani. Numbani attack is a good example. Sorry.
What about watch point Jib first point as well, maybe?
Yeah, that too. Even though Goats you can just surround the cart and it's undiveable because how near the choke is. Goats is even meta there.
Oh really? Interesting.
Because what teams have found to do is just sit on cart, and they have to contest, right? So as soon as the tank goes on cart, you just blow it up with a bash and discord, and 1-2 fight.
Okay. Oh, second question. I feel our team are still very struggle with the Doomfist. Legit, just because this hero is fucking dumb. And it's really hard to counter. Yeah, I asked some players. They said, "Oh, maybe you could just run Breaky and McCree." No, it doesn't work like that. Players always distract for other things and then still die to Doomfist. So I want to ask, do you think we should, our player should just practice Doomfist and we run Doomfist if they have Doomfist? Okay, maybe we just be more stronger at Doomfist, or what should we do?
Okay. So with that, so I know what comp you're talking about to start off. So the McCree comp that you're hearing about, so this McCree, Zenyatta, what is it? Lucio,
Brig in the dive tanks.
Brig, Diva, and Winston. So yeah, Brig in the dive tanks. So this comp was actually made by from King of Esports. So he's actually the one who kind of made this composition and made it popular. That's the first time I've ever seen it ran in any scrims. So that's just some history with it. This comp was originally called the Bang comp. So what it was made to do was to basically delete the main tank by having double stun. So Bash plus McCree stun, right? So this comp's purpose is to basically take out the main tank. And then people have kind of adapted it to kind of take out Doomfist. But I don't think it works the best way. So what usually happens is this. This is how you run a proper Doomfist composition. So usually Doomfist would be run with Winston. So for example,
Express, can you send in the vod-review? Don't send to team chat. Yeah, that's for everyone.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so I'll send it in there. Okay. So usually you have Winston. So usually Doomfist is rain and dive. So like this. Winston, let me put this, Diva. Doomfist, what's usually ran with them? I would say Sombra, right? Lucio and Anna. Let's just say. So this is what the composition you're talking about, correct?
Yes.
So why does Doomfist get away with those kills? It's because what happens is this. So the tanks, as I said before, attention is a resource instead of Overwatch. And the tanks of the Winston will dive in first to take the stun from Bagheera, so then Doomfist can go in and punish. So basically, the easiest way to beat this comp is literally hold your bash. As soon as Winston dives in, he's diving in to bait the bash, so then Doomfist can go and kill things for free. So it's not just, oh, run Brigitte and you're gonna win. You have to run like a smart Brigitte, if that makes sense, or Brigitte. So that would be my best advice to counter it. So what composition would counter that? Just standard goats. Zenyatta, Brig, Lucio. Lucio can speed things away from Doomfist's dive. Zenyatta's Discord is easy headshots whenever he uppercuts. And Brigitte's stun is super strong. Also, Zenyatta is interchangeable with Ana. So I would pretty much write Ana/Zen, Brig, Lucio, what would come after? Winston, D.Va, Zarya. But the thing is, you have to pay attention to what composition you're running against. So the Brig has to really pay attention when there's a Doomfist to save the bash only for Doomfist in this particular composition. So what good offensive teams would be trying to do, so if they know you're running goats and they're running the Doomfist, the Doomfist will wait for the bash, then he will dive.
What if they run like they instead of the Sombra they run like what if the Sombra hacked Briggy and she can't she can't stun the Doomfist when he go in.
So that's actually one of the things that Sombra will be looking to do, is she will be looking to hack the Brig. But yeah, Brig, if you hold your shield up to Sombra, you shouldn't be able to get hacked. So she shouldn't get, if Brig gets hacked, that's a mistake by the Brig, I would say. Because if you spin your shield towards Sombra, you deny the hack, like you cancel it. So.
And even
but that
then,
is
you
something...
still have McCree flash to kind
Yeah,
of...
you'd still have McCree flash, but I'm saying instead of, oh, why'd I put Winston? I meant to put Ryan.
You have Lucio like boop as well to disrupt Doom.
Yeah,
Feel
you
like
have Lucio boop. If you're running an Ana, you could even sleep him.
Canary Lucio, just fucking go their side and hide. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Brig save bash for Doomfist. So yeah, good teams, basically what they will be trying to do to like beat your composition is have the Brig waste her bash on the Winston. So the Winston will pretty much just be bait. That's what his purpose would be. That's why Doomfist is common with Hammond as well. Because the Hammond will dive in, Doomfist will dive with the Hammond, and clean up the kills from the Hammond. And they're easy combo targets since they're flying up to the air from the CC of Hammond landing.
Okay, so just always tell our Brigitte players, so only save her bash for the Doom, and don't use for
only
the.
save your bash. It's just like for example, like the game at the highest level, if you break it down like this, it's very, very simple. Like for example, if you're playing against a Junkrat, all you have to do differently is just be mindful of traps and jump over the grenades, and you literally counter the character at that point. Depending on the Junkrat, like in order to be a good Junkrat, you have to pretty much land direct nades.
Okay, so what if the other team they swap the? You said the goats is good against this composition, but sometimes some team they instead of running the Sombra they run Pharah and Doomfist. It's just like fuck.
Okay, yeah. So when they run Pharah and Doomfist, same thing. Same thing applies. They're running a Doomfist. Brigitte holds her bash for Doomfist. If you're running Goat's composition, your win condition is pretty much doing more damage than the Pharah can do to you, if that makes sense. So if you're able to wipe out the floor fast enough, because if they're running Pharmacy, they don't have heals for their tanks. So if you're able to speed into their backline, you can speed into their backline for free, since there's no direct damage to kind of negate you from doing that.
They don't really have backline. They don't have backline, like because they have Lucio.
I mean, like yeah. So wherever their support is, like the Lucio, he should be completely free. If he's not free, you can go after D.Va or Winston.
Yeah, either way, you can like kill the tanks, and then if they're mercy pills for tanks, then you can get your diva to instantly go after the tank.
Yeah. If they play perfect, so if they play their composition absolutely perfect, it's impossible for you to win on goats. But the reality of it is that doesn't happen. And that's why the composition's so prominent. That's why it's so good. And you have to assume that that map would have to be a good Pharah map, because Pharah would have to land a lot more directs than the damage you can deal taking out the entire team. So she would basically have to. So you're basically playing a little game where Pharah is trying to kill your team before you can kill them. The faster one wins the fight. And most times, let's say if what you can do too, if you damage the tanks, usually Mercy will drop for their tanks. As soon as this happens, you can have your diva fly up and delete the Pharah.
Okay.
So we just take like fast engagements on their tanks.
Yeah, pretty much
Just
fast
avoiding
engagements.
poke.
Yeah, because the longer you're in that fight, the more spam Pharah will be able to do. The more spam you take, the more your health goes down, the quicker you lose the fight. So that's the best way to counter against that. So again, if they play it perfectly, they will counter you, but they're not Overwatch League players. So it probably will not happen because they will not do that. That's why a lot of coaches do not like Goat's composition.
Okay. The last question, like okay, so what map except the junk town for
Yeah, okay. So
play Orisa?
so Orisa Hog change. So what Orisa Hog? Okay, so so Orisa Hog is only strong on high ground. If you have Orisa Hog on low ground, the enemy team can pretty much just speed into you with goats. You lose the team fight, and there's nothing you can do. You may as well be running goats. Any point where you have high ground that goats can't get onto very very fast. Like for example, like Anubis high ground, it's high, but it's not high enough. It's just high enough that goats can't kind of get on there for free if they're running goats. So Orisa Hog is really good there. It's even good there right now. At the highest level, if you watch Overwatch League Season 1, Stage 1, you saw a lot of Orisa played on Anubis. So like Orisa Hog, you'd want to be running that in particular maps where you can get hooked through the choke point. So Horizon Lunar Colony is good. Junkertown is extremely good. Blizzard World, it's runnable. Maps like I would say Anubis would be runnable as well. Anubis A point. B point, it's unrunnable because there's no point where there's good high ground that you can sit on as a Orisa Hog and get a decent amount of hooks through the choke. So like that's an example of a map where you wouldn't run it. Orisa's only strong where you can have that high ground. So I'm just trying to think of other maps. King's Row is good as well. There's a little bit of high ground around point A, but
I was typing.
yeah, sorry. I could write this all down for you, but so I'd write Blizzard, well, and King's Row. Yeah. Okay.
There are a
what
few
else?
exceptions to that, like in Nepal Sanctum and Ilios Well, because you see it run there like on the opening fight a lot.
Yeah, there's exceptions where there's a lot of CC. So Sanctum and Well, in particular, there's no high ground because there's a hole in the middle, right? So technically makes it high ground, like the whole map high ground and the low ground being the hole. Because the CC, if you fall in the hole, you literally die, right? Same thing with the low ground. If you're in that low ground, you'll die slowly from the composition. But yeah, so any map where there's a lot of CC, so like Ilios, Well, and Sanctum, which you're right, and those maps. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so just on the case of Ilios Well, you're still like vulnerable to a goat's rush down because you're on even ground.
Yeah,
But
but
you can use...
if you're good enough, you can rotate,
Yeah,
right?
you
So
can
for
rotate around the
example,
hole.
yeah, you can just rotate around the hole and play it out like that. That's why you see a lot of like Overwatch League level videos. There's a lot of rotations happening, especially on like A to B point when you're doing that, right?
Yeah, something South Korea did really impress me, like playing on Well, they actually like they kept rotating around the hole in the middle of the point, and the goats like
Yep.
couldn't touch them for like 20 seconds, and they got so much poke.
Yeah.
Where's the
Website.
review?
We're not doing about it. We're just answering questions right now.
Yeah. Can you reveal? Yes, reveal the latest one I sent on this Friday. Wait, it's this Friday.
Yesterday? Yeah, that was this Friday. Just different time zones.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Just the one
Okay, so Scrim
above.
against Hog.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I see it. Before we start, does anybody have any other questions / comments?
Oh, Sparrow, can you write those maps you said before? Cause I forgot. I only remember the one
Yeah, all right,
called
yeah.
Sanctum. Oh, okay. Thank you.
And Nepal.
And so, do you recommend if we play Ilya as well? So we still like run McCree with triple tank. No, fuck, triple support.
If you're
And
playing Helios Ball,
mm,
no, because Orisa Hog is a very good counter to it.
is
Because
this a
of the
Pharaoh
CC,
map?
like, yeah, it is a fire map because the thing is with Orisa Hog you want to try to avoid. So Pharah is only good ran instead of dive, because with dive you're playing very you can play very split where your Mercy has a lot of options to fly around. In something like Orisa Hog, your Mercy doesn't have as many options as she gets instead of dive. So that's why rather than running Pharah with Orisa, you'll see a lot of Junkrat ran with Orisa. Because Junkrat can follow up on the poles a lot easier too, because the faster grenade speed, etc. And he can play behind the shield. So there's a lot more synergies ran with Junkrat Orisa than there is with Pharah Orisa. So that's why you'd be doing that.
Because we always we just legit play McCree with triple support last week. The whole every day for this map. And okay, so now we should play what? Go Junkrat? But with
Yeah.
what support?
So you could try to Junkrat again. This competition is really hard to play. If you have more success with dive Pharah, that's totally fine, right? Whatever your strengths are. So I don't know if your flex DPS is stronger on Junkrat or stronger on Pharah, right? So whatever your strengths are, that's what you want to build your team to do.
So
Because the answer that I
Pharah,
got was Pharah.
pharmacy with what support? Lucio.
Lucio, yeah. So because if you're running pharmacy, some teams run Zenyatta, but Zenyatta is a little bit risky because the Mercy won't be able to peel for it as efficiently, especially with the nerf, where Mercy does less healing. So even if a Winston jumps on that Zen, he could just die straight up from the Winston because of the healing nerf to Mercy. So even if Mercy does peel for the Zen, it might not even help him at this point. So that's why you'll see a lot more Lucio being ran with that, in particular. But try the Orisa composition, see how it goes. It's always worth to try things. That's what scrims are for, right? If you're not trying things in scrims, you're not getting any better, because it's all the learning process.
Pharah, Junkrat, or what's the other DPS you recommend for the Ilias well?
Widow?
You usually hit scan, so something like McCree, or even Soldier would be fine.
What the fuck,
But I
search?
think McCree's better.
McCree? Okay.
Widow's good as well.
Yeah, Widow's
Yeah.
generally good on like the defensive bunkers.
Yeah, Widow
Where
would
you
be
have
good.
high ground.
Yeah, Widow on Elios well in Nepal Sanctum. I think she's better on Nepal Sanctum than she is on
Yeah.
well.
I agree.
I think
It's not
McCree's.
at all.
I think McCree's a lot better on well. Well, Widow's a lot better on Sanctum.
Yeah,
But it's-
McCree's trash on Sanctum.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a Widow.
Yeah.
No, because there are a lot of teams that always run Sombra and Doomfist right now. I just worry if we have pharmacy, the Mercy has to pocket fly with Farah, so it means McCree doesn't have much heal because we have a Lucio. And if the Doomfist going, he just die. He just literally die every time. We have no DPS.
Yeah. So that's why you'd want to kind of stick with either. That's why you can't pretty much run Orisa Pharmacy, because
Yeah.
that.
No, you can't just no, not yet. How about
I mean, it makes sense to me.
no? I mean, instead of the McCree, can we any other DPS you maybe doesn't
Instead of
rely
with the
on
Orisa composition,
yes it's with Orisa, but
There's not many other DPS you can run that would get value out of it.
Okay.
What about Hanzo? I mean, Hanzo
Yeah, that's right.
basically.
Hanzo
Yeah,
is okay
Hanzo,
with
yes,
it.
yes.
Especially on Anubis, Hanzo is good with it.
Yeah, Hanzo's really good with it. But I think McCree would be a lot better because on well you'll see a lot of Pharah.
Yeah, I
So-
agree. Hanzo's not as good on one.
That's why I said McCree. With the McCree though, he should be fine. You have Junkrat. Let's say if Doomfist does dive in, you could whip mines, right? Arisa has tons of CC. Arisa's kit is literally built around countering Doomfist. The pole counters Doomfist. The fortify counters Doomfist completely. The shield is made for her being a tank. But yeah, so with Hog as well, Doomfist dives in, he can get hooked instantly. Doomfist dives in, you can get speed boost away from Lucio, or into the composition when you're running the Orisa, you're usually having a Zenyatta, so you have the Discord instead, because the whole purpose is to basically play shield advantage. So the whole composition sits behind the shield, and you play the advantage of having a shield and being able to burst down theirs, because you have so much damage output with the Hog, Junkrat, and Zenyatta plus McCree. When the shield gets burned down on their side, they pretty much get discorded and killed.
If we run Junkrat and McCree, what's the poll we run? Zenyatta and what?
Zen Mercy. Mercy for the damage
Oh
boost
my God.
on McCree plus Junkrat and on the Zenyatta. But it can be Zen can be interchanged with the Lucio. If you know they're going to be running 3-3, it's better to have Lucio so you're able to speed and rotate around the well. So it's all composition dependent. Depending on what you know, so if you know they're going to run dive with Pharah, you get the Zen. Discorded Pharah plus damage boosted McCree equals a 1 kill if McCree headshots the Pharah. A 1 shot, sorry. So there's depending on the range, because there's damage fall off. But yeah, there's a lot of different options you can have.
Okay. Let's start with the vote right now. Can you send the link again? I'm sorry.
And I don't know if you guys seen Siegel's video, but that is why. Do you want me to put it in vod-review or team chat?
vod-review.
I guess I'll just throw it in vod-review, I guess. Okay. So, with that, I don't know if you guys seen Siegel's video where he's saying rock paper. Overwatch feels like rock paper scissors, and at the highest level of the game,
that was funny.
it honestly does. If you know they're running goats with the reset comp, you have to switch to Lucio, or you just lose the fight because you can't rotate.
Yeah.
It really does feel like that, and yeah, it's just something we have to deal with at the moment.
It's felt like that in the past, though. It's certain points, but just not for such an extended period of time.
Yeah, I agree. Mercy meta, best meta.
Yeah, well. No, that didn't feel like rock, paper, scissors, that just felt like fucking chaos.
Yeah, people dying on purpose so you can get res.
Yeah.
There is a point in time where teams, like a strategy, would be, let's say if the tank was low enough health, they would feed on purpose so they can get res, so Mercy doesn't have to waste the time healing them.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, if your diva got demeched early, your diva would just like go die so you can get mech back.
Did you see that
Yeah.
strat where you had like Diva Orisa, and when someone died, you would you'd nuke on top of the body and res, and that way the Mercy didn't have to focus heal that person. Oh, it was the Orisa. Yeah, you had Orisa. It was on Anubis. You had Orisa on point the whole time on first on defense, and if she died, you just nuked on top of the body and just rested. So you never had to heal her except for like
Element
Zenyatta.
Mystic always did that. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
They like defined that comp. That was so funny.
yeah.
Can you guys
anyway,
enter your name?
Some good games that are going to be coming soon. So yeah, so there's a link I posted it twice into the chat. Everybody just throw your name instead of there. So what is it? Contenders what is it? Contenders China is going to be playing soon, so I'm going to be watching that.
I eat you up, Pog.
Seeing a team in China.
Yeah, he's in Team CC. He's in Shanghai's academy.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh, they already played. Okay, I have to go watch those games after. Oh, they're playing. I think no, they played these week's games. Okay. November 17th. Okay, I'll have to go watch those. That'll probably be very interesting. I Eat Up is playing on Team CC too.
Yeah.
So they did good. They won their first game.
It's actually I eat you up.
I Eat You Up. My bad. My bad.
What disrespect to the Lord himself.
Did you guys see him? Did you guys see the 3K he did
No, I didn't
on
see it.
Widow? It's pretty pog.
Okay, guys. So before we start the VOD, do you guys have any questions you want to cover about compositions, meta going on, personal experiences, etc., situational stuff?
No.
Okay. I guess we're gonna move on, which is fine.
Max, are you here? You're not. We didn't see your name.
What? Yes, I'm here. You can tell.
No. I mean the
Into
Yeah,
the
you
VOD?
can.
Okay.
icon.
Liar.
Wait, is everybody into the VOD right now?
No, I haven't used this before. Let's have a look.
Oh, okay.
I'm signing up. Lol.
I just want to make sure to start it before.
Is this one of Echo's VOD recordings?
Yes.
Uh,
What?
Oh no.
Hopefully she's gotten better.
Nah, dude.
But I did. I know how to press Q and E this time. Fuck.
I showed it to the stream for like 30 seconds the other day. I was just like, holy shit, what is this? Alright, I think it's loading. I think my internet's pretty bad though. Let's see if I'm downloading a Steam thing.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just got the rendering circle. Is that because you haven't started it, or is it?
Oh no, I haven't
my
started it.
internet
I haven't
broken?
started it. So yeah,
Alright.
I'll start
Okay.
it. Do you see stuff?
Now I can see paused. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let's just fast forward this to a little bit. Oh, don't link DMs. Don't link DMs. Oof. Okay, so right over here, by the way, on the right side, I'm just gonna draw an arrow down to it. Right there, just mute it, so you don't have to hear any comms.
Yeah, true.
So you can just look at the video. Right now, I'll just be focusing on that. So let's try to go back right to the start. That's where I want to go. Damn, stock and profiles. Okay. Let's back up. Okay. So let's see what you guys are running. So I'm going to assume you're this team because I see B9 here. So let's see what you guys decide to run.
Main tank was a bit late because he had to restart and we couldn't be bothered restarting map.
Okay.
Where's Winston?
So
Oh,
right now you
and
guys are
Ryan's
running
gone.
McCree-con.
He's
Oh,
1v1
yeah,
with
okay, yeah, I
Soba.
see.
Oh no, I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, feels weird, man. Someone got the thing.
Okay, so let's go back. So first thing with this composition, you guys are playing high ground, which is good. Only issue is one of you guys have to contest. So your tanks, they should be contesting on this side of the map. Just because if they're contesting straight down here, they're gonna get shot at the gazebo. If they're contesting over here, they're gonna get rotated on. So the best spot to stand would be somewhere over here if you're gonna be contesting. That's just like a micro positioning thing.
I like to stand around the back side of the dome and drop straight down.
Yeah, so the monkey playing on top of the gazebo, never a good thing. So usually you'll have to waste a leap to get up here. And running this composition, it doesn't give you any value, right? So being up here, you waste your leap. If the other team notices that, they can punish you by diving up here and pretty much just poking at you for a free all charge.
How about if you do it at the start of the game though, before they have?
Start of the game is even bad because the second person to go up there will take it from you because they're able to. So for example, Diva flies up here, you can push him off, and then just takes the high ground for free.
Right.
If that makes.
So you always want him just low ground, do you?
Yeah, you always want to be on low ground. With this composition in particular, there's no reason to be up here.
If you notice that they use their mobility though, is it worth going up there?
Yes. So if they go up there, it's worth going up there to push them off, and then you're pretty much up there for free, which is high ground for free. But if if their team is set up on high ground here, it's not worth going up here because you'll just get spammed by them.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at is this bubble's changing colors for me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Is that just
new
for
update.
recording or?
Snap's new update. It's fucked.
yeah, it was pretty disorientating.
See? Yeah.
Okay.
It's so frustrating. It happens for both of them.
Yeah,
Kinda
it's
looks to
very,
focus
very
better.
bad.
Yeah, so you guys see, so there Winston wastes the bubble. So right here, if this was a really coordinated team, you guys would push this disadvantage, so everybody would drop from high ground.
Yeah, straight
and run
away.
into them straight
Yeah,
away.
you can play
As soon
full
as this
point
bubble's
control
down.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way for
Bubble is
bubbles used.
with this composition because it's a hit scan comp, right? You're basically running the same thing into the same thing. So McCree versus McCree. What they're running differently, they have Ana, they have Sombra. So right here they're running sort of a dive composition just with the hack. They don't have any follow up with the hack. So normally here you'd want to put Genji, just so Genji would be able to dash to the hacks, right? As I said before, this is one of the best compositions with Genji. With McCree, it's useless. So you guys should be noticing, hey, they have McCree. If we dive him, he can't do anything, right? If you jump on top of him and bubble him, he's dead. Like the only way he can get out of that fight is being sped by Lucio. And if he's able to get sped out by Lucio, you guys aren't good enough for being able to kill him that fast, right? You should be able to burst him down fast enough as soon as you dive on top of him. So, right here, you guys, like, as soon as his bubble comes out, he, right now, especially has no protection, right? There's nothing that can stop a hit scan from shooting him. If the bubble came out, of course, the bubble can stop the bullets, right? But, so again, if you're running against a composition like this, especially how they're running it as well, you see the bubble come out, try to find an opportunity to dive into it. So I think this right here is just a missed opportunity. Right there, that could have been a one fight.
I agree. And Diva can be really good at automatically calling that because Divas look for that sort of thing anyway. Like, a Diva's brain is really built around bubbles. It's really important for tanks to call.
Yeah,
when
100%.
DPS won't be paying attention to that, and supports won't be. So.
Yeah. Because tank is a very mental role, so you should consistently be thinking.
Yeah, exactly. About the enemy tanks cooldown, about your mirrors cooldowns.
Exactly. So like I would say this would be a mistake on Lord because usually you'd have the main tank being the IGL, the person to push in. So if you're, for example, if you're playing Reinhardt v Reinhardt, you're playing Winston v Winston. You notice the Winston wastes his bubble, you push that.
Yeah.
Do you think McCree high noon is good? Because I think the Diva can kill her. No, can kill him. Because he's
I don't
alone.
think so. Because, like,
He won't die. She'll get shot and run out of matrix before him.
I don't see the value of high noon here.
There's no value, but I don't think it's like a risky play though. Like, I don't think he
you
can
can
get
like
punished.
teach them with it. I think
It's not a risky play other than pretty much wasting all charge.
Yeah,
So
low risk, low reward.
I guess you're zoning
so
them.
right here, this high noon is banking on them making a mistake. Assuming the enemy team plays perfect, they shouldn't die to this high noon, which is no way to play the game. So something you should be doing is trying to create an opening. For example, some good teams, what they try to do is this. They will have the McCree position right here, which is into the middle of here. Oh my god, sorry, I meant to use the pencil tool. Let me just erase that really quick. So usually you'd have the McCree standing here. So now you have the sight line. Oh my god, that's way too big. Sometimes it just glitches like that, sorry. I just cleared everything. So McCree positioned here. There we go. Okay, and then you have the sight lines of this, right? So what you would do is you get your tanks to push them one way, right? So like hard push them, so they move back into the line of sight. So that's the way you should be using high noon. That's how it's used at the highest level. You force people to go into it. So if they run this way, they're going to take damage and die. If they run this way, they run into the high noon and die. Yeah. If that makes sense. So that is the best way to use it.
Wish you could call that sort of thing by saying, can you zone them left or right for high noon?
Yeah. Also, he should be getting speed boosted.
Wait, Wish you? No, he's not.
So that is so whoever is playing support here, make sure whenever there's high noon out, you should be on speed boost. So I just want to see how this happens again. So yeah, you're still on healing, right? Should be on speed boost here. I don't even think the team needs healing too. So other than the tanks, but. So yeah, you see what happens here too? But I want to point this out. You guys push them this way, like through here. If McCree was high nooning down there, he probably could have got some damage in or a kill, just from standing in here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying this is a misposition high noon. He's looking to have the team rotate all the way around the gazebo. He can do it right through. That's why the map is designed this way, because it's pretty much impossible to get a team to force a team to rotate around the whole entire thing.
Dude, I thought we were hard committing, and then I fed. I was so sad.
So yeah, it looks like the Zen here used his Transcendence to try and save you, but he wasn't fast enough on that. They didn't have bubble either. So I would say that would be a misplay by the Zenyatta. You have to make sure to use your trans preemptively or hold it.
Vinay, Vinay, you see, you. So what's the problem? Like he used too slow.
Yeah,
I think-
he used too slow or should have held it. So I'm just trying to see because they used their bubble. As soon as the bubble went down, that's when the Diva took damage, and then he trans through the bubble. So this is too slow. Is a very good Zenyatta. So for example, if you're gonna be somebody like J. Jonah, you wouldn't have used it at all here, or you would have used it preemptively, knowing that your tanks need the healing. Right.
Well, you built this really fast, B9.
So yeah.
What's this, sorry? Yeah,
We
keep
should
trying.
say slowly, please.
Okay. He
Thank
just
you.
said you should use trials earlier because they're being damaged, basically.
Yeah. So I'm saying right here, when you guys committed to this fight, as soon as you got trans, so if you, because you guys are committed, this is when Transcendence should have came out. Right here.
Because you built it, you made trance very fast. Yes, B9?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you made it very fast. So you can also afford to use it quite fast as well because they don't have many ults.
Yep.
So you can get more advantage.
In first fight. So because this is first fight, they don't have ult advantage. If you're committed, you use all your ultimates to win the fight.
Exactly. Because you built it so fast, you can also use it really fast.
I think that was a mistake by me though. I didn't realize Monkey didn't have jump.
Yeah.
Target
And
was
also,
cool,
yeah,
so
that's
I went
something
too
on.
far.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to say as well. Diva should be okay. So, what is the difference between Diva and Monkey? Just on a fundamental
Diva's a
level.
lot slower.
No, I mean like in role wise.
Oh.
Diva
So
has
if you
more
were to
peel.
put- if you so if you were to
Diva's more
put
defensive.
Dave compare.
yeah, okay. So basically, this is what I like to say. So the main tank is for creating space. The
Yeah,
off
I
tank
agree.
is for filling the gaps in between
Yeah,
that
yeah.
space.
Yeah, that's
So what is
exactly
space? So for example, main tank, because they have the most amount of health, they're always going to be into the front line, and that is exactly why. You can't put a 200 HP hero right here because they can die instantly by a headshot. A main tank, it's impossible for them to. That's the purpose. That's a specific like written reason why main tanks stand in the front and why main tank is main tank.
Yeah.
Also, they're the ones going to be pushing, initiating your fight, because that's what they're built to do. They're built to be initiators. Well, the off tank is the one who fills the gaps in between that space. So you're going to be the one. So let's say if your main tank's here, you would be positioned here. Why? That fills the space between your back line and your front line. It's in between. So
Yeah,
it's pretty much
exactly.
very similar to Lucio's position, where Lucio always wants to be as close to in between his team as he can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You're basically
You
the
mean
bouncer
this?
for your backline and for your main tank.
so this, what you did right here, this was way too aggressive. So this is something you should be looking, because you and your main tank has the same job. So this is what your main tank should be doing. Exactly what you just did.
Yeah.
And you should be following him.
Yeah, for
Oi,
sure. No, I screwed up because I thought we were
Express.
jumping at the same time, but it turns out he did not jump, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, because he backed up here as soon as you jumped in.
Yeah.
Express.
Just as a rule of
Yeah.
thumb, just to make sure to wait.
Express.
Yeah. Yes. Echo.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, because Vina just said he doesn't know
Oh.
when to. I think he said he doesn't know when to how to use the trance, like the timing. He doesn't. He doesn't know the right timing. I think because he said when we play Monkey Diva, we don't have like the powerful ult like the if like when it's not like when we have a Zarya or Reinhardt. We don't have a Shatter. We don't have. They don't have Shattered and they don't have Grab. When they have Monkey and Diva, sorry. So he doesn't know like when he should use his trance and when to use trance blade or dive with trance. He doesn't know when to use trance with the dive tanks.
Oh, then you use transit tab. Okay. So I'm gonna type the answer to him right now because he just.
Can you
said that-
type? Can you type, please? Instead
I'll
of
type
just
it.
saying.
Okay, I'm just gonna. My keyboard's really loud, so I'm just gonna mute my mic just for a second, just to take it
Okay.
out, so I don't kill you guys as you.
I think it's basically snowball though, is the idea here.
I feel like trans should be kind of used the exact same as sound barrier, but I don't know. I don't
It's
like
very
the exact
diverse
same, obviously, but like, you know.
It's actually a very good ult because it basically
Yeah.
gives you invulnerability. You can do so
Yeah.
many different things with it. Because did any of you play TF2?
Yep.
Uber
It's a lot like Uber, isn't it? Like you can do a lot of
Yeah,
different things with
exactly.
it.
Unless you get hit by an anti.
Yeah, well, fuck that character though.
Yeah,
Excuse
just-
me, she's like fucking 60. You sure? I'm sorry.
I think what we should do is if we build like trance really fast, you're talking about the anti. I think it's a good idea for Diva and Zen to communicate. And so Diva realizes Zen has high trance. And also Winston should realize this as well. And they both save cooldowns. And then once Diva, both tanks have cooldowns, you're able to rush in and kill them using trance.
Yeah,
So
like
this
hard-
builds
hard
your
to
tank.
handle with Matrix, right?
Yeah, you deny the Ana with Matrix. So this builds your tank's ults and denies the enemy's ults and gets you the point. So it's very good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the fact that like if you're getting an ult first in the first fight,
Mm-hmm.
should
You need
just
to.
be-
Well, it's an advantage. So if you
Yeah.
just don't use it, you're losing your advantage.
Oh my, I know what happened in that fight. I watched like the VOD with comms. We switched targets.
Ah,
Did we?
He switched target so fast.
Yeah, because the target was Anna, so we went Anna, and then he switched to Sombra, so I got landing. But I should have waited for him.
okay.
That was still my bad.
He called her like a 2 to 3 targets in fucking 2 minutes. Who should I kill first?
Yeah, because it was like Anna 1, Anna 1, Anna 1, so I committed to the Anna. And then
Yeah.
he went Sombra here. I'm like, oh.
yeah.
What Express is doing? Is he typing?
Yeah, just type
Yeah,
it.
just
Yeah.
delivering.
Okay, okay.
This definitely needs to be built around the advantage that you have. I think
there we
the
go. There we go.
first
So-
fight's
so-
on King. Okay, I'll let you talk.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh my
First-
god,
It's okay,
Bina.
it's okay, it's okay.
First fights on King of the Hill are all about recognizing what advantage you have and then building your actions around that advantage.
Yes. Winning first fight is also very important. If you didn't know statistics, on this.
Extremely important.
It's, almost
64%, right? It was in his video. So you
Someone
guys
made
can-
a really good article on this
So-
like the other day.
So yes, so what I wrote here, I'm just going to read it out. If you're using trans first fight, use it aggressively to help win the first fight. Do not hesitate when using it or hold it until it's too late. Remember, Transcendence doesn't initially heal and never use it to instant heal. It heals 300 per second and should only be used to do that specific job. So a mistake that Zenyatta's make a lot of times is trying to instantly heal people when it doesn't do that. It heals people over time, and this is exactly what happened. He popped the Transcendence trying to get the perfect timing on the heal. If you're a little bit too late, it's better to be late than to waste
Yeah, better
it.
to do early than late.
Yes, better to do it early than to do it late. If you're
Yeah.
going to use it, and the reason this is caused is because of hesitation. Better players will not hesitate on their decisions. As soon as you think of a decision, it is the right decision, and you should always do that decision. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you hesitate, you make a mistake. For example, tank's trying to dive. If you hesitate to dive because you don't think it will be the right thing, you won't dive with your main tank on off tank, and vice versa. So exactly what happened here. There's a hesitation with the dive. Diva made a mistake. So the most mistakes are caused by hesitations.
Yeah.
By hesitating to do something. If you're going to do something, just do it. As I like to say, it's better for teams to go full retard together than it is to do nothing at all.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
If you all do the wrong thing together, it's better to do the wrong thing together than it is to do the right thing apart. If that makes sense.
Or
So
the
if
right
you-
thing delayed.
Yeah, or the right thing to that.
Something
So-
stupid is a strategy.
That's how goats came into composition, basically.
Bruh, we were ahead of our time. We were running full retard goats so early.
Wait, but because Bina said, because he say, so the enemy Sombra is close to EMP as well. That's why he hesitate. He doesn't know if he should use trance to save the Diva or save the trance for the
True.
EMP.
True.
Ooh, what just happened? Somebody just took the flag and deleted the VOD. Who's controlling? Okay.
The thing is, if he waits
Pull
to
it off
use
that
trance, it's more likely that he'll be EMP'd and unable to use it. So he
Winning
should just
first
use it.
fight. Yeah, winning first fight is more important.
Okay.
So in that moment, winning the fight is more important, and then you can worry about the EMP for next fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because we can have beat like to hide for EMP, or we can, or our Briggy Mai can stun her when she EMP, or our McCree can
Yeah,
stun
exactly.
her
There's
as
plenty of
well.
solutions.
Tell him in this specific situation, because you are in this specific situation, because it's on Koth, it's more important to win the first fight than it is to lose the second, because you're able to stall up the point. So let me go back to the point. So somebody took control of the flag and delete the VOD. I don't know why they did that.
Can you? Never mind.
Okay, what was it?
Yeah, when you pause it, can you get rid of the small videos thing at the bottom, or is that stuck
No.
there?
It's
Wait,
stuck.
there's a link.
That's awesome.
Now this is epic.
There's a way to get it out by putting in a certain code. It looks like it's gone now.
If you have ublock origin, you can just type in the flag for it.
Oh, yeah.
Let me check.
It's gone right now. I don't see it. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
You know, when you pause it, see it.
Do you guys use ublock origin?
No.
I do.
If you
Maybe I
ublock
can modify it.
Yeah, if you go to ublock origins, just click on it, and you can go to your dashboard and add the filter. For my filters, you just add that line, and then you save.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are my filters.
Yeah, you just
Okay, do I inspect element?
No, on my filters, you just put it in the line. Cause it'll let you type in that like box. It should be
Yeah,
like.
but I don't know the name of the thing that I have to block, so.
No, I put it in vod-review.
Here, I'll put a screenshot. I know how to do it. I'm just too incompetent to do it. I guess I'm how to do it. Somebody who IOStucks told me.
Good old IOStucks.
It's a nice guy.
He's funny as.
Let me save this. Hold up. So this is how you get rid of the more videos thing. So let me put this on the
Oh
desktop.
wow. Alright, I'll add that. Thank you.
Open link. Save image as. Desktop. Here you go. I'm gonna put this into the Discord. So this is how you disable that. Right here.
Yeah. Cool.
That's if you really want a gun, but if you don't have that program, you just gotta stick it through.
Yeah, I got
So-
that. Thank you.
No problem. So let's continue this. So let's see what you guys end up doing from there, which is important to me. Okay. So let's just watch Silver and continue on this. And something I just want to say is sorry if I take a little bit long in deciphering everything when I do these kind
That's
of
fine.
VODs, depending on like the amount of stuff that happens. you really have to like take it into account and decipher everything and explain it.
That's good. It's good to have everyone on the same page.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so yeah, Diva flies in, there's the Transcendence, and now let's focus on what happens after the fight.
He did almost get that. That was quite good.
Yeah, so you guys are chasing down kills. So right now, again, the McCree's still alive, so McCree is a pretty easy dive target if you have bubble.
I think, yeah, that was
Okay,
definitely more
let's see what
Diva than
happens to
Zen.
Vincent.
Zen did pretty well there, actually.
Okay, so Lord is full HP. I want to see how he dies. Ah, okay, makes sense. So right here, pretty useless jump. Right there. That leap, it didn't have any value. There's no reason to use it here. Like, for example, so, like, I would understand, like, if I could ask him right now, because I don't think he's here, but why would he use this leap, right?
Mm.
I don't see
I
any
agree.
particular like big reason to do so.
Yeah, he
He
needs to be-
uses it and he gets stunned mid leap, so that's how he ends up dying, right?
Yeah,
What do you
you only
think,
meant to
Dan?
use short leaps for chasing targets,
Yeah.
like single
I
targets
don't
and
see,
trying
I
to
don't,
go
I don't see
swarm.
any reason to use it at all. I don't see a reason to chase, or he's already tethered onto every target.
Yeah, I actually lost damage by doing that.
Yeah. So right there, so right now you guys have no tanks, but your diva's demeching. So you have to remember when you have no tanks, you have to give up space for free because there's nothing to deny them from creating space if they have tanks.
Yeah. Especially if your diva's gone.
Oh,
Yep.
I
So
got
right there, you
it.
end up picking up a Kree, which is really good. Diva wastes your
Oh.
bomb, pretty much. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so right here, this is the right thing. So as soon as this is would be a missed opportunity, but you guys capitalize on it. As soon as the only tank alive, Diva, throws the bomb up, the supports are free. They have no peel now, right? So you can pretty much push their supports. So that's the thing with Diva Bomb. At the higher level, Diva Bomb is only used to zone and do that sort of stuff. Like, for example, throwing Diva Bomb on top of a reset body so you can get a res off.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you throw the bomb, everybody else is going to go for all the other squishies that you can. So Diva will be making sure to throw a bomb in a position where their team is in the line of sight of where the bomb lands, and where it's in a good position where it could distract the enemy team. So, and on the other side, you see how Diva threw her bomb up here? The support should have rotated this way, so they're in the LOS of the bomb. So their supports should have went this way to stay in the LOS of the Diva bomb. So you guys couldn't push them.
Where's Whistler even standing here?
So you see how they're just strafing here? Support should their support should instantly rotate this way, but they don't, and
Yeah.
that's their mistake. Because you guys literally can't stand here, because the bomb will kill you, right? So they make a mistake. That's fine. Capitalize on it. Take the point. But I would say, in my eyes, that was a pretty sloppy first take.
Yeah, it's all about tank synergy. The longer you have a tank duo working together, they clean up their mistakes like that, I think.
It was pretty much that we had a mistake from got the Diva, the Zen, and McCree that I could point out.
And the monkey with the
Zen's was minimal. Zen was
Yeah.
trying to make up for
So
Diva's
Zen was
mistake.
minimal. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, another thing that I want to say too. I don't think this beat. I want to go back to this. I didn't even notice this till now, but I don't think this beat was very necessary. Everybody here is pretty much full HP. The Brig is getting healed up. And as soon as the Diva Bomb comes out, so the beat is dropped, but I don't see a particular reason it should be dropped.
Panic. Press. Pennies.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
alright.
like
It's
a,
better to use it than to not first fight and everything, I guess.
If first fight trans was used, right, you're gonna be watching for this ultimate,
I guess.
right? So right here the fight's already won. It's a 3v5, right? There's no reason to use any other ultimates here. So this is more common with Reinhardt's, where they'll use their shatter after a fight's won, because it's easy for them to hit.
I think
Nah,
I
I
dropped,
just shatter into shields.
I dropped the beat when it was still even. I thought we were like pushing an advantage, and I didn't see the Diva drop low. So I didn't realize she had bombs, so that's my mistake. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think the
just hard
timing's
usage.
off.
Yeah, that is even
Yeah,
at the moment.
I believe the timing was on to save Diva, but I mean, for example, let's think of ways you could be using your beat. So you could be using your beat to block a EMP, to deny Nano Boost, to deny Winston Primal Rage, or you could use it to save your Diva, who's coming up on bomb. Right? What would be the better answer to use the?
Yep. Definitely
ultimate
to
for.
use it defensively in reaction to another ult.
Yeah, of course.
But
Although, what I would say, because it's first fight, it's justified to be using your ultimates to commit to win the fight. But
Yeah.
I think this particular ultimate and this situation would be an overuse of ultimates.
Yeah, I'd say it's excusable, like, to make this mistake first fight, but otherwise it would be inexcusable, pretty much.
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't do this like on a second or third fight. It's just winning the first one is very
Yeah.
important because you can stall forever on this point.
hmm But it's also important to remember that, especially if your Zenyatta has used Transcendence, to be mindful of the EMP. because you should be all tracking as well on main support. That should be one of your skill sets. So as I said before, players have tangible skills and intangible skills. For example, Lord might be the best mechanical main tank, but if he doesn't talk, he's bad because he doesn't have a good intangible skill set. One of the so for heroes, when I'm scouting to pick up players for a team, the most important players to have intangible skill sets, which is not something you could see, would be the main tank and the main support. You need good all tracking and good target calling, in-game leader, and communication. I don't care how they play mechanically. Mechanical play is always coachable. You know what I mean? You can always teach a player. You can't teach a player to talk. They have to learn on themselves.
Tell that to Ajax. Feels fucking bad for him.
Rip.
So the E9 just dodged the EMP really well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he wasn't
let
playing
me
with
just
the
see this. So this is Echo Camera in here. So this is AU.
Yeah,
Camera?
this is scuffed.
I'm sorry.
Let's go
Oh my
camera. So yes. So again, if you had to be here, would have been a lot better. Pretty much nothing you could do at this point other than kind of just take it. Ooh. Okay. So I'm just trying to see what I can see. So you guys get EMP'd. He drops, he chases the Somber, gets a kill. That's good. I think this is good positioning by you because you're filling the space. So it's really solid. Wishlaw's up top. He's going to drop down to you, so he should be fine. How'd you die, like, instantly? That was really weird.
Hog hooked.
Right click, hook, kill. Okay. Trying to see exactly how you died.
I don't know. Zen builds charts off of this hog aggroing, so
Yeah,
I think I ran out of DM as well, maybe. I'm not sure. That's a lot of damage though from like the
Yeah,
DM.
no, I think you have DM because the thing is, right? I see where you're positioned, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's a mistake because you are doing your job. Because you have, as I said before, this is a very strong position. You have the shield to protect you from whatever's happening over here, and you have, you know what I mean, and you have your main tank who should be over here. So right here, what I'm more concerned about is your Brigitte. Where is she?
now back left jump pad.
He's missing the map.
So yeah, there's your Brigitte. So what I'm saying is here, although you did lose your mech, I don't believe this is your mistake. Because you're doing your job, you're peeling for the backline, the defense of your backline, you have to focus her. If you don't focus her, you're just going to be taking damage. You have the bubble behind you to protect you from any spam that could potentially come this way. But right now, you don't have...
He doesn't have
You know what I mean?
armor, so the hog right
if you
click.
have if you have a Brigitte, not even if you have armor, you could be getting killed by the Brigitte. The Brigitte could shield bash the Roadhog that's coming in, could shield bash their diva to do damage to them and heal you. So wherever she's not getting any value staying here, right? Your whole team's peeling this way, and she's out of the fight pretty much.
He wants to protect our Zen because I told him to don't let our Zen die too fast against the Sombra.
But how come he walked over there? He should have been holding closer.
Even if he wanted to protect Zen, so let's back up.
He was too far from Zen to protect him.
Yes. So I would say this is completely out of position. It feels like whoever was playing Brick here didn't know what to do into this team fight, and that's where you usually get lost in a team fight.
Yeah.
That's how it would look like. Because there's sometimes when maybe you're in the team fight and you forget what you're supposed to be doing, right? Which it happens. So especially here, like something I want to point out here, one of Brigitte's best. This is why I'm looking for the Brigitte in the first place. This is why I even looked at her. Okay, so these two people have consistent heals, right? The Brigitte is strong because of her burst healing. So if this shit happens, so if, for example, the bubble breaks and you get hooked, you can have that burst heal from Brigitte to heal you back up so you don't lose your mech. That's one of the best... for example, if Zen gets dove, you can burst heal it. Lucio amped healing isn't going to do shit to dive, but Brigitte's burst healing is going to do a lot. Same with Anna. That's why Anna is so strong, because not how much she heals, it's because how much healing she can burst on you with a name.
So I think what Brig was trying to do was hide from EMP around the jump pad, but I think Brig should have been hiding in the archway that we're looking at right now.
Even then, the EMP came out years ago.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's probably 10, 20 years.
No, I think he was going to run back to top, but it's too late. Like the EMP, like you see, she's on the way to the high ground, but the EMP is already in when she's on the halfway. So he's hesitate. Should I go high ground? Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that's what I said before, how hesitating causes mistakes. But still, so right here, as you see, just a little bit too late. He tries to use the E on the D-Way. You can see the parry come out as soon as D.Va's D-maxed. Let me just back it up so you guys can see that. I'm not trying to call whoever's playing Brigitte out here, but... Or anybody, I'm just trying to point out some mistakes that happen.
Did you see Josh Nixon?
Whoa, this is really messy. So I just want to back this up. Let's see. So D.Va gets killed. Use the bomb to keep yourself alive. I'm trying to think why the Transcendence came out.
He was going to keep our McCree alive. It's too late.
So he just built it and then he used it.
Yeah. Honestly, I think these chances aren't really completely Zen's fault. He's trying to make up for mistakes of other people.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't think it's because he is trying to make up for mistakes of other people. But,
Other players are too bad. Always has to need a chance to save, but it always seems like too late. Fuck.
yeah. I'm trying to see where the McCree was. That's what I'm trying to figure out right here. So where
He
did
headed
McCree-
right, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I think he's
figure
getting
this out.
primaled like near the main archway.
Okay, so he falls. There once
He's on the right. He's on the right. He's getting pushed by.
He
now.
walked
By
away
both
from our bomb and our trance and died.
No. He got primaled away.
No, he
died on the
didn't.
top of the stairs.
Oh yeah, he did. What the fuck?
Yeah, see right here. So right here he dropped
Yep,
and then he got primaled.
Rip.
So he rolled away this way. I feel like it would have been better if Wishlot, as soon as Wishlot dropped, as I said before, he should have been walking this way, right?
Yeah, he ran around. He also went away.
So he walked away from the team, which is one of the because this comp that you're running is the supports support McCree. That's the synergy. That's the synergy you have. McCree's useless by himself.
Yeah, the Brig and the Lucio.
So yeah, and
really
B9's
good.
trying to carry his team's mistakes, so I don't blame him for this trance. I understand why he used that. So right now we have split target focus. So all of you guys should be on the Primal Ling Winston. Some teams don't focus Primal Winston that much, which I think is a huge mistake.
Yeah,
Primal
right.
Winston
He's
should have
completely retarded not to.
yes. Primal Winston is free ult charge and just as important as Genji Blade. So in priorities of ultimates, a good Winston primally could have the same amount of value as a Genji Blading. So
Who underestimated?
and also something I want to point out about B9 as well. Let's see this.
I remember back when Zen and Soldier were meta. Primal at all, because you just get Discord fucking minced by Soldier.
Okay, so something that I want to say as well. Okay, so B9's here. Before he transes, he swaps his Discord off Hog onto D.Va. Or does he put it on Winston? Because he should have it on Winston right now.
Oh,
No,
he
it's
put
on
on D.Va.
It's on D.Va.
So before you Transcendence, you can put your orbs up. So that's what you should be doing. Right now, before you trans, the Winston primaled. So let me just make sure. No, it was at the same moment.
Yeah, it's the same time.
Yeah, it was at the same moment. I'll let that slide. Okay, never mind. My bad. But yeah, something you should always be mindful of is where your Discord is before your Transcendence, which it looks like he was. Right
He's
here.
pretty consistent.
again, Winston holds the space while D.Va should be peeling. So the D.Va, you should be over here trying to help your backline a little bit. And also B9 got booped off the map, which he probably got carried from.
Don't worry about B9 too much because he can't understand a lot of what you say and he's pretty consistent anyway.
Yeah, okay. No, I know he looks like to be a pretty solid player from what I'm watching.
Yeah, he is.
But what I'm saying for the D.Va is you should have been backpeeling with your team. If you outputted more damage on the primal region, Winston, you could have kind of made him run away, if that makes sense, because he's just taking too much damage against the backline with the supports. Again, as I said, main tank holds space while D.Va fills, so you should be in the backline over here, somewhere with your team, while your Winston contests. So if you watch a team like Seoul Dynasty, who has a lot of contest time, you'll see how their tanks kind of rotate in and off the point.
Yeah, you got to cycle.
Stall it.
Ping pong.
They have very good cycling. But shit results.
I don't know what Miro's doing, but
Whoa, what's this camera?
yeah, Echo, please don't move it like just keep it still.
Again, so right now they're starting to segment themselves. You guys, of course, caught up with the ultimate advantage. But again, you guys are making a lot of mistakes. These fights could be a lot cleaner if you guys can minimize those mistakes. And again, this is why I say run Sombra Genji, because it helps you learn the fundamentals of the game. You know what I mean? It helps you build. It's the hardest composition to run into the game, and it builds the best players. Because nobody gives a fuck if you're a one-trick. Anybody can one-trick a hero and be good at that specific hero. But playing those specific heroes and the different playstyles and the different things you have to do makes you a fundamentally better player at the game. That's why I like Sombra Genji. That's just a rant by me. But right now, something else I want to point out, they're running triple tank with Hog, and they have solo DPS Sombra. So against this composition, because they only have burst healing, you should be looking to kind of dive on a tank and burst him down, especially like Roadhog. If you Discord Roadhog, dive on him, you can stun the breather out of him and pretty much kill him. Okay, good bomb.
Bomb's too early, you should have waited for Winston bubble. Enemy Winston bubble.
I bombed because I saw the Winston bubble on the right, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Winston chucks his bubble and then I bomb over the bubble.
Yeah, actually, no, you were retreating, so it's fair.
Yeah, no. I think this bomb, as I said before, bombs are used to zone. So because you guys own the point, even stalling for time or making them reposition is really good. Because right here they have a significant advantage on you. So right here, Hog lands a hook on your D.Va, right? Almost a 30-meter hook across the map. So this is really bad. So Winston has to cover for this. If this bomb didn't come out, Winston's going to die. Because he has to kind of cover for this mistake. He has to leap out, but he has no DM because the D.Va used the DM to defend from the hook. So your team's in a very bad position starting off the fight. Right here, just from that one Roadhog hook. Right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
This bomb, I don't believe it. But I think this bomb as well was a little too high.
Yeah, for sure. If it went further back, it would have hit the anna.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit lower, so it did more damage. Because this Hog, you can see him right here, he gets hit by it, but he won't end up dying. Because it's a little bit too high up into there.
I don't think the Winston...
So right now your team's at an advantage. So the Hog is, of course, low from that D.Va bomb, has no breather from using it for the D.Va bomb. You guys go in, stun them, Discord, clean them up. So that was a very good D.Va bomb. That's exactly what it should be used for. So, like, for example, your team's at any positional disadvantage, you use the D.Va bomb, you reset the board. It's like in fighting games, if you hear the term resetting neutral. On control maps, that's all D.Va bomb is used for. Is resetting it into neutral in Overwatch. So if I'm using a lot of fighting game references, it's just a lot easier to explain it if you understand them.
I don't know. I'm not the best D.Va player, I suppose.
No, D.Va's a very complicated hero to play. So, one of the most complicated.
I wish.
Hello, Wishla.
It's Wishla. I'm watching me somehow shoot fucking Annas and Lucios in the head.
Oh, easy. What's up next?
Okay, so let's go back here. So before we start this team fight, you guys have beat. You guys have primal. They're coming up on nothing. So in this
Easy
team
wipe.
fight, what should you be calling out to do here?
We should push with our ult. But they are close to EMP as well, so we might need to save beat. Maybe just...
Early in the game, try to finish it though, because it's 90%.
Yeah, it's the last fight.
Force them to point and Heinen from high ground. Maybe beat with it.
Yep. So what you guys should be trying to do is just play with your ult advantage. So what I would be calling for here is to primal them away or towards the point. You should primal them away depending on how they're going to contest. Right here you can see they're able to contest, so you should be pushing them into your DPS sightlines. So Winston should be primaling, pushing them into the sightlines. Your DPS should build ultimate, and you should be able to get a decent Heinen off. So you should be using, yes, your ultimates aggressively. Okay. So there's a lot happening here, so I just want to point some stuff out. Let's start off with this. So this drop, so you drop from high ground. I don't see any reason for you to drop as D.Va. So I want to see why you're dropping.
I thought we were gonna go in, but we didn't. So I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Because even
Yeah, that
if
Winston
you're gonna
leap was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you're going to be going in here too, when your Winston drops, you see how your Winston dropped? Right. I don't think there was a very good reason for him to drop either if he was going to go in.
It's
And
just
you
troll.
use